couldn't jump.
Dude, I was like this.
Are you doing the what?
I was like.
You're jumping with your upper body?
I'm straight. Stacker 2 Energy is the presenting sponsor of KFC Radio. You can get Stacker 2 Energy gummies. They kick your ass into high gear. These bad boys are the mofos of energy gummies. Stacker 2 Energy gummies will jumpstart your day. They will jumpstart your game on the field or your game between the sheets. They'll jumpstart you all over the place. They are jumper cables. Stacker 2 Energy Gummy Chews. Stacker 2 gummies are tasty little jumper cables. You know, sometimes if you put a jumper cable on your tongue, it shocks you. Doesn't happen with Stacker 2. It is just straight natural energy. Stacker 2 Chews explosive energy isn't coming from a can. This 6-pack of nuclear nectar is portable, so you can take them anywhere, anytime. It's like having a 6-pack of energy drinks right in your pocket, only it's not cumbersome because they're just gummies, ready to give you an extra boost whenever you need it. These nuclear nectar gummies are portable, so you can carry them in your pocket and take them anywhere. Go to stacker2.com/barstool for your Barstool Bite Back special. Get $5 off your purchase or $5 worth of free product. Stacker2.com/barstool. This weekend, we are going to Minneapolis. Okay, now I'm not doing it on purpose anymore. Minneapolis. We're going to Minneapolis Friday night. Come out to the show Friday night. We're going to go to Big Gay 90s afterwards, watch the BDSM Club. Saturday, we're going to Detroit. Come out to the show in Detroit. Sunday, Buffalo. I believe that one is sold out. But come Buffalo. Come Buffalo. Let's go, Buffalo. Anyway, come get shows. It's probably the last time we'll be on the road. So come out. Let's have fun. And we'll drink some pirate water.
It's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network. Nice shirt. Nice jacket, whatever that is.
Thanks, Manresa.
Was it?
Manresa. Oh, wait. Speaking of nice shirt, you want to see a nice shirt?
Do you have the shirt? Oh, I thought it was going to be the shirt.
What shirt?
From the place. Tony's shirt.
Oh, no. I don't get that till next year. I'm serious.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot it takes like
November
a year
2024.
Yeah, right. It takes a year to make that shirt. That's right. That's insane. Is that because he
How far is this shirt?
Oh, what's the back say?
Dude, the back's so funny. This is
Feitelberg Insurance. Strength when you need it. Your dad's such a meathead. I love it. The Feitelberg Family Insurance. Yo, the Feitelberg Family Insurance Company is low key like not understood and like appreciated enough in the world, like in our world. Like I don't think people know it's a fucking force.
Well, it's not anymore. This is like so. The reason I have this is because this company doesn't exist anymore.
Because it got bought by like a fucking major bank, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
but
it's fucking dope.
We got this. It was my nephew's first birthday fairly recently. We got him like we used to have these shirts all over the house
place?
and like pencils and rulers
Yeah.
and shit like that.
So it was your grandfather that started it?
Great grandfather,
so
maybe
his
great
dad.
great. I think it was like 1912 or something like that.
So potentially your grandfather's grandfather or father.
I think it was definitely my grandfather's father. Maybe one
his
more.
grandfather.
Yeah.
Wow. And it got passed down to your dad.
No, my grandfather was the one who sold it.
So
he was the president who sold it.
Got it. But your dad is in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a fucking tale. I mean, that's a great, you know, your dad, your great, whatever, grandfather probably came over from wherever.
Latvia.
In the early 1900s.
Well, wait, yeah, I make that joke all the time. They came over way before the 40s. So
yeah, but it was, it was bubbling. But yeah, you're safe enough to say Germany, but that is funny. Latvia, Austria.
I actually never really put that together. I always make that joke, but yeah, no, they came over way before the 40s.
Starts an insurance company
and travel agency.
And then, 3-4 generations later, sells it to a fucking big major name. That's the American dream.
Well, I thought you meant the more important thing is it was the only insurance company that would insure the Barstool Blackout Tour.
Also important, kept the the one son went to work for the family business, the other one didn't, but that business kept our business in business by insuring the tour that kept us afloat. So really, the Feitelberg Insurance Company has its hands on everything.
I had forgot about the strength when you need it until we made this shirt for my dad.
Bro.
Because we made him like a onesie, like a toddler. Actually, Welker made these.
If that
and
was,
I was like,
if that was, so these are your.
Yeah, we got it for my nephew for his first birthday. We got him a onesie, and my sister.
But wait, when you had pencils and shirts all over the house, that was a Welker thing?
No. That was when I was a child. That was when I was a kid.
Right.
And then for my nephew's first birthday, like, let's get a Feitelberg insurance shirt.
Yeah.
And it was my sister's idea, my little sister. And then I reached out to Welker and I was like, you know what? Might as well throw a bunch of like adult sizes in there too.
That's fucking great. I mean, if you told me that motto was like Corey G's fitness motto, I believe it.
Also, by the way, this is just Facebook's logo. They just stole the logo. Now I understand it's not the like I'm sure this F exists in many places.
Yeah,
but like that's just the Facebook logo.
But wait, who was first?
We were
right. That was the logo back in the 1900s. Yeah.
Fucking Zuckerberg.
Fucking Zucks. That had to be a fucking moment for your grandfather to sell the company. Like, I mean,
I don't really remember it. It was like early 2000s, I think.
I thought something happened recently. Wasn't that the last couple years?
Not really.
Capital One?
Huh?
Did something happen with Capital One?
No, it was Citizens Bank bought it in the early 2000s, and then
I thought that was later for some reason.
Now it's Hub International is the name of the company.
I thought something like a couple years ago happened. I didn't realize.
No, that one was an earlier one. I think I was in middle school, maybe early. I think middle school.
I mean, that's quite literally. Well, actually, it's probably not. When your great grandfather starts out, he's probably just like, I gotta fucking heat the house.
Yeah.
And then a couple generations later, one of your family members starts thinking like, maybe we could fucking sell this thing.
Yeah.
Crazy. All for insurance. The greatest scam going. It's the biggest scam, but the most until you need it.
Yeah.
And then it's the most logical and important thing that's ever happened.
I was talking to my brother about it the other day when we were driving to Tony Shirt Makers, and I was like, it's got to be kind of nice though, because like it's hard to get them on the phone, like if you're trying to sell insurance, because no one wants to talk about it. But then like I feel like once you're on the phone, you're like, fine, whatever, like because you don't want to talk about like the worst day possible. Yeah, whatever.
Make sure I'm covered.
Like,
make sure I'm good.
Yeah.
I mean, even
and I'm sure that's not. He obviously pushed back and we had a conversation, but I was like, there's got to be a little part of it where it's like, let's just get this over with, which I would think helps.
So your brother got me my insurance, which was harder than I thought. I guess because of our reputations at Barstool, we were like hard to insure.
Yeah.
Insurance companies, I guess, get scared.
I think it's all celebrities.
Right.
And
okay. I did not think I was on that level.
I was gonna say I would not say we are, but I think like.
But like I went to
Geico.
1,000
followers, celebrity.
Yeah, I went to Geico, like just Geico.com. I need insurance. They were like, nope. I went to all of them. They just said nope. And I was like, what is going on here?
Because I think anything with like where someone would be more liable to sue you.
Totally.
More
I get
eager
that.
to
or
sue
Target
you.
or whatever in any way. But so Benny hooked me up, and pretty much every 2 months I get a piece of paper saying we're about to suspend your policy because you haven't paid it. Because for whatever reason, I'm stuck in this cycle with my insurance and my car payment. I can't get on auto pay if my account is in arrears, if it's unpaid.
Uh-huh.
So they're on the phone. They call me. They're like, you haven't paid. I'm like, okay, let's fucking pay it. And like, while we're at it, can you set up auto pay? And they're like, no, because your account is showing unpaid. I don't know why that's a thing, but apparently it's a thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so let's pay it and then set it up. And they're like, it doesn't register for like 48 hours. And then 2 days later, I'm gone. It's in the wind.
Yeah,
it's in the fucking wind. And then, 60 days later, they're like, you owe 2 car payments again. I'm like, here we go again. So what I should do is like right now, today, because this happened with my car like 2 days ago. They called me. I paid it. It probably hit like today. I should go on and set it up, and I will not. And we will do this dance until my lease is up.
Like tomorrow.
And I'm sure, I don't know if it's hurting my credit or not, that like both my insurance and my car payment are 2 months late every 2 months. But this is the dance we will do.
That shouldn't hurt your credit. I forgot shouldn't hurt your credit.
I actually don't think it does though, because if it does, I think my credit would be way worse.
Yeah.
Because I forget about a lot of shit. And even like my credit card bill, I'll let it build up and then I'll just like whack it out when I get a bonus or something like that.
That's what I do.
And I think they're like, okay, you're good.
Okay.
I think.
That's good.
I'm sure you'd have a perfect score if you just did it. But I've always, every time I've needed to check my credit score, I always check it with one eye, like, here we go. And I click the button and I'm always like, oh. And then I'm like, boy, you people with bad credit must really be fucking up. Because I got collections agencies coming at me. I'm always ducking and hiding. It's crazy with the amount of bullshit that I still put up with after getting this equity. I'm like fighting fucking Easy Pass and battling insurance companies and shit. It's just the way of my life.
Yeah,
it's just I will just never change. All these things take like 20 seconds to set up. Just nope.
No.
Not gonna do it.
I still don't have auto pay
It's
on my
depression.
phone because I'm like, I'll expense it if I don't auto pay it.
And you never do it.
I
never do it.
I just pay
And
it.
you never pay your rent ever.
I gotta pay my rent today.
You were screaming about that 2 days ago.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. In the middle of a healthy debate, you were like, "Fuck! I gotta pay my rent." That was 4 days ago.
I gotta pay my rent. I'm gonna take my wallet out of my pocket so that way.
Oh, that'll do it. I'm sure after this.
Okay, I'm gonna take my wallet out and I'm gonna stick the check out, and then like if I can't pick up my wallet to leave here without remembering to.
I'm sure you won't just put that back in your wallet and walk out of here. There's no way. That'll do it. You basically paid your rent.
I think that should be considered fair play.
What do you think about Billie Eilish? Wait, first. I want to do a pool. Well, actually, I guess we can't do the pool until I know if you agree with me. I absolutely think Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are going to get married. What do you think? I was going to say let's pick a day that they get engaged. But if you don't believe they're going to get married, then it's stupid. I think it is a wrap. My prediction is going to be an engagement within the year, but a long engagement because you got a lot of shit to work out, and then she's gone. They're gonna have kids, and she'll be gone for like a while. That'd be my prediction.
I would strongly disagree with that.
You think she's gonna with what part of it?
The marriage, I would say that I wouldn't say soon, and then her disappearing, I would say definitely not. She's at the height of her career. That'd be crazy to disappear. She's never been more popular. She'll probably never be more popular.
Yeah,
she's got like 2 more years on that for sure.
Well, that's what I mean. So I think they'll get engaged, and then she'll tour, a 2-year engagement or something like that, and then no mas, or at least scale back drastically to have kids. Because I think she wants to have kids.
I don't think so.
You don't think she wants kids?
I don't know about that, but I think she enjoys I think she's living the dream. She ate shit for so long.
Yeah.
And she always had fans, obviously, but still publicly ate a ton of shit. Mm-hmm. Right now, she really isn't. Why not? Why leave it now?
So so what? You think you're gonna get engaged or no?
I don't. I think it's very early. I mean, they're in the honeymoon stage of a dating. I think it's early to call. They seem very happy.
I'm gonna go. I guess it depends on when this whole world tour ends. I think
not till next year.
So
she's doing Europe next year.
I think he'll propose at the end of that. If it's another full 2 years of touring, maybe not. But at the end of that, or in the middle of that, I bet you within the year they get engaged.
Okay, I'll take that bet.
Pabs, what do you think?
I agree. Probably the end of the year.
Okay, I think celebrities go in hyper mode. I think for anybody else it would be a little crazy. I think they're gonna be it's working out so well, and it probably it's probably why celebrity things often don't maybe make it, because it is a little bit fake life. But I don't think this thing's stopping. No, I think this train is rolling. I don't know. I think she's gone through too much shit with other people. I think there's an air for celebrities, a level of if it works, don't let it go. Okay, this one works. I tried this, I tried that. These guys suck. This guy fucked me over. This one works. I don't know if I'm going to find another one that's the things we talk about with him on the same level and blah, blah, blah. I think she's going to and both ways, I think
I think I would be surprised to see them get married. They seem very happy. I hope they continue to be happy. I think a marriage would surprise me.
This fucking company, man. People are so gassed up over this Will and Riggs thing. This is why Barstool Radio is such an interesting beast, because we've been talking about it recently, where it's when it's on, it's on. It's a great show. It's an outlet that's needed. People get their shit off. People fight their fights. I think it actually helps a little bit, as bad for morale as it can be to fight. I think sometimes it gets it all out there. But man, when it's not, it's just I don't know. It's a fun show. I'm hanging with the fellas. We're talking. We're chatting.
We're gonna have a fight about that show soon.
About
Barstool Radio, how it's just us again.
Oh, Big time.
We're gonna have a Barstool Radio fight about Barstool
Big
Radio.
time.
I'm gonna start talking about it here. Pat and Tommy just don't come on the show.
It's I as much as I like to they'll come to me and be like, I got to do this, I got to do that. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna tell you no, you know. But I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't be on the show.
I thought it was something
to
good to have for the office. It was the last thing I wanted to do was another goddamn show.
Right.
And we just have another show.
Right. And I thought it was going to be like oh, wow, like, thank you.
Yeah.
Like big numbers and a lot of attention. It's like, we're just doing a second one of our show that we already have.
Pat and Tommy just text us like it's nothing, like, hey, not on the show today. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right.
Sounds good. We'll do it. But I do like Barstool Radio when there's like, when Marty and the basketball guys were popping on. I thought that was funny. But everybody loves the drama. That's what they want. And now, Captain Cons is probably at home lubing up for this one. He's like, feed me the drama. I'm like, this place is so goddamn broken. This place is disgusting. Okay. Jackie, what do you think? Is that Jackie back there?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you think, my question is, do you think, and if you do, when will they, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, get engaged?
Oh, okay. Everyone, I didn't really think that they were going to get engaged, but then the hugging video was so cute. I still don't know though if they will.
I didn't think so either.
I kind of feel like it's like, I also think that the pressure is so on for them that like they might be like bound to crumble at some point.
It's I'm obviously not hoping for anything like that.
Pressure like that.
But like,
I know.
I think it's far too early to start throwing out engagements. It's been like 2 months, not
Agreed.
even.
I think they've been together longer than maybe they let on.
Really?
It just or it just went 0 to 100.
Yeah,
because it just looks like a couple that's like.
But that's what every new relationship is. So like it's just happening on a global scale. But like I look at it very much, and I'm like, I've done that with 20 different women.
Yeah,
that first video of them looked like very new.
Which one?
Like I don't know if they've been.
Oh, when they were walking out of the Chiefs game.
Yeah. That felt to me more like I think they were like, well, who fucking knows whether they were new or just new to the public, but it was just like very overwhelming. And now I think they're at a level of like, just do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah,
because we run the world.
KFC Radio is sponsored by BetterHelp. This time of year can be a lot. L-O-T. That's how you spell a lot. And it's natural to feel some sadness or anxiety about it. But adding something new and positive to your life can counteract some of those feelings. Therapy can be a bright spot amid all the stress and change. Something to look forward to make you feel grounded, and to help give you the tools to manage everything going on. It's just helpful. I don't know what else to tell you. It's a nice grounded was a good word to use for there in the copy, where it's just something where you're like, okay, I can look forward to Thursdays at 3 when I can get this off my chest, or it's a light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Find your bright spot this season with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/KFC to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/KFC.
What do you think of Billie Eilish setting the internet on fire?
What was that?
Billie Eilish said that. Let me get the exact
I know
quote.
she hit some with Lil Yachty, said something about her titties.
That was funny. Lil Yachty had some quote, some line in his rap song about tits like Billie Eilish, and she wrote back, or she like commented, like she's like, I'm flattered, and also I have big tits.
Yeah.
She said, what account did I see this in? I like her. I don't really know her music, but I like her.
She seems cool. You know what? I have no take on Billie Eilish.
So she says,
she seems nice though. I'll give her that.
She said, now this is the Fox News headline, which is, being a woman is just such a war forever, especially being a young woman in the public eye. It's really unfair. And then what is being like the headline, nobody ever says anything about men's bodies. And the headline that it's being kind of like warped into is that Here's a quote. Nobody ever says anything about men's bodies. If you're muscular, cool. If you're not, cool. If you're real thin, cool. If you have a dad bod, cool. If you're pudgy, love it. Everybody's happy with it. You know why? Because girls are nice. They don't give a fuck because we see people for who they are. So that is the headline is being portrayed as like girls don't like judge men by their bodies and girls are nice and men are not. Is kind of the boiled down, which side are you on sort of thing.
There's truth. There's obviously falsehood to that. There's truth to it as well.
So I mean, like what she's saying about women, there is no doubt she's 100% right that there is more judgment on a woman's body. You'll never see a fucking tabloid be like, Brad Pitt put on 5 pounds. Is he pregnant? Is he sick? Is he on drugs? Is he?
They'll do
this,
it.
that,
It's occasional, but
but it's not
rare,
gonna be like a cover. Like she looks a little different. What's going on?
For sure, it happens not at all to the scale.
Right, and I think there's also just more on the line as far as like if you're a really fat guy, you can be funny and you can be whatever.
You'll see
way more
attractive women with guys with disgusting bodies more than you'll see an attractive guy with a girl with disgusting body.
So all of that, correct. I don't think men's bodies don't really get shamed as much, but the length of their bones do. How tall you are is for sure a thing. I mean, like, you're not shaming my body, you're shaming my bones. If I'm 5'2", you are throwing me out in the trash.
Yeah.
You are literally putting me, like, not even looking my way.
I didn't think to make that connection, but you're 100% right.
It's just a different type of. It's not like fat or ugly, but it is a physical thing. And also,
I was even going to say with like the women are nice, men are not thing. I obviously disagree with it, but like
so much so.
On like
so much so.
On like just trying to see it from her view, where like 99% of comments she gets on the internet negative are from men. So like obviously that's why her.
She's
view
also
is
a very
she gets
interesting
it.
case because I'm pretty sure of this. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure she covered up her body like her entire childhood because she was like, I'm a kid.
Yeah.
And then was like,
I think it was because of the
tits.
Yachty's mentioned titties. I think she was like, I don't want people to see this kind of deal.
Right.
But like, I was going to say men on the internet are so mean to women and that's what she sees. So yeah, no doubt that is very obviously that's why she would have that worldview. But it's pretty public too. The women on the internet who are like, if you're under 6 feet, you should die.
And like 6 feet, like it's not 5'8", it's not 5'7". It's like you have to be. That's like kind of the equivalent of a guy being like you have to be 100 pounds. You know what I mean? Like it's not like just get in the right range. It's like you have to be elite, or I won't even fucking look at you. And then you can also go.
And at least women have women fighting for them. Where they're like, that's bullshit. Women of all sizes, men tall and 6 feet are like fucking right.
Yep. Yep.
I strongly disagree with that. There should be almost men exclusively under 6 feet, so I can be king.
I've said this. We're like, everybody needs to stop with the short king stuff because it's giving tall men too much confidence.
I want to be the George Washington of 2027. Everyone
elect me your leader because I am 3 inches taller than you. Yeah, that is true. What I think it is, I do not walk around being like, I'm 6 feet.
I think I'm short actually.
But because we are amongst the giants.
But like, no, you're gonna walk on the streets in New York. I think I'm short.
I think it's also, you got to remember like the whole range of the country. I bet you places like this have a bunch of tall guys.
Yeah.
And you go somewhere like you go to. I mean, I didn't realize this, but I didn't know Boston was like the town of the hobbits.
Well, when I had friends from FSU come visit me in Massachusetts, and it was mostly Fall River to be fair, which is a very high Portuguese population, smaller people. they were like, "How did you grow up here?" Yeah. And I'm like, "What do you mean?"
Yeah.
I never thought I was tall. My whole life I've just thought I was like regular sized,
Right.
and I guess I'm a little taller than average, but I'm pretty much regular sized. And
You're not regular size. You're a very large man. You're a very large man.
I really
You got a
don't.
41-inch waist, bro. You are a large man.
I definitely don't feel that walking around. I'm not like, ugh.
No, but that's what I mean. Like I've never walked around being like, I'm 6 foot. That's what's up. But what I realize is I've never ever worried.
Yeah.
I've never walked in a place being like, oh man, these guys are taller than me, and if they are, I don't care because it means they're like really tall. Like it's just never been. I've never been cocky about being 6 feet, but I've never once been insecure about my height, and that's kind of the point.
But I also have it like I definitely have. If you were reading like particularly hockey, that's what I watched the most. Like if you're reading like the stat sheet, not the stat sheet, like the starting lineup, and you're given sizes, I'd be like, that's a big boy.
Yeah.
And it's just my size.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah.
if I don't think of it for me,
Well, you have no self-esteem. Nothing about you is good enough for you, John. How tall would you have to be tall? You're like 6'3".
no, I'm 74 inches.
6'2".
6'2". I know that because during surviving Barstool, they measured us, and I was 74 inches, and Will Compton was 73 and a half. And they said, we'll just write down 74. And I said, you'll write down 73 and a half.
We will not do that. We will not. We will not be rounding. That's funny. But anyway, with this Billie Eilish thing, like the notion that girls are nice is crazy.
Like I don't even think most women would say women are nice.
Well, I just think that the men are the one that are commenting on the bodies, so it's not
Yes.
about women being nicer. Wouldn't say.
Dude, when you're just like
yeah.
when you're just talking with the girls, do you guys talk about like other girls' bodies, like celebrities, or like maybe now you don't anymore, but like in college you probably did, right?
Like it would be only if it was like noticeable weight gain. Like it would be like we would all kind of like hush be like,
Yeah.
I mean-
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's the point. You know what Jackie just said? She just said, if someone gained weight, we would talk about them behind their back.
Yeah,
No,
which I
no,
just said.
no,
But
no,
I
no,
think
no.
that's the polite thing to do.
Yeah,
But
don't
I'm
talk
saying-
about it
Yeah, talk
publicly.
about
Yeah.
it.
But I'm saying like I feel like I've heard men though be like, oh, like she got fat. You know, like we would never say like.
Yeah,
I don't
listen.
think I've ever said
Listen,
that.
Yeah.
no. Listen, there are absolutely. This is a multifaceted debate here because it's about specifically about weight and stuff, but then it's also about men versus women, and then it's also about the internet. There are men on the internet that will just like comment on a picture and be like, "You are fat."
Yeah,
sure.
yes.
For sure. And that is not happening from a woman to a man. That is her point, and that is 101% a fact. And so she's not wrong really in any way. What's the conversation that is like spiraling out of this is, are men right nicer than women? You know, so it's not about the original argument anymore. But I mean, if you're just talking about, if you want to speak in generalities, who is the meaner gender? Yeah, I think that's got to be chicks, no?
I would say women are the braver gender because they're meaner to your face.
Your face, yeah.
I think
but they
guys,
also will do some behind your back shit that's like diabolical, you know?
Yeah, but I think
They
guys
got it all. They got it all in their repertoire. Guys only have like,
Guys are cowards. They're anonymous troll accounts.
Yeah.
They'll wear masks when they rape you.
Jesus. Rape me in my face.
Cowards.
Show me your face. when
They'll
you rape
hide
me.
in the dark in a parking garage and pop out. Guys are fucking cowards,
You
dude.
better rape me to my face.
Women will be like
women
in my life would just be like, you look disgusting. I'm like,
Yeah.
No, I think it balances out because the rape thing and then. You know?
Dude, some of the shit that and then I think it kind of it's you know what it is it's I think it's strangers versus like when you know each other.
yeah.
Like
the last thing my dad says before he goes to bed every night is, "You're so mean to me," to my mom.
yes, right.
Like
But
he
like-
says it with a smile, but he's like, "You're
the
so
worst.
mean."
You're the worst.
My mom will say to my dad's face, "You're not funny. You know that."
Yes, it's so terrible. My mom will be like, "Stop talking." She'll tell my dad. She'll be like, "Would you just?" You know what happened the other day? I probably shouldn't even talk about it. But my dad did something like super harmless to one of the grandbabies, like just did something funny with a picture, like so harmless. And my mom was like, "Don't ever fucking do that again. Like, just go in the corner." It's. And I was like, "You guys are," and they tell the story to me as if I'm gonna like be on their side. I'm like, "You guys are awful. You're awful." Now, what will never happen is like you won't get a girl on the internet doing that to a stranger, whereas a man on the internet will do that to a woman, a guy, anybody, anonymously or with their account. They will just be mad online.
Yeah.
But within your social group, within your romantic relationships, all that shit, girls will be so mean. So fucking mean. I saw this great clip, because now there's all these clips circulating over this. There was one clip of a bunch of women. They were like, let me see if I can find this one.
It's like when guys are mean, it's dangerous. When women are mean, it's like a comedy where you're like, she's being really mean, but she's a woman, so it's kind of funny.
Wait, well, can I also say, I also think it balances out because women are so nice to each other in the way that men, like,
women are nice to each other, did you say?
Yes. Okay, the way
Holy
that women, like,
shit.
you guys will never experience getting ready with a group of girls is the best thing in the entire world. Like, you put on an outfit, everyone's like, you look so hot tonight.
Yeah.
Like, you look great, your tits, you look, like, small weight, whatever. And then it's like, everyone will help, like, be like, okay, wait, but your ex is going to be there tonight, so you need to find a slut of your top. Like, somebody goes to make the, like, it's just like, this whole thing that guys will never understand. Like, women, it's so fun.
Yeah, you have
being
a
girl.
community.
But then you'll also, like, that, like, one girl will get kicked out of that crew for some stupid reason, and they'll, like, burn her at the stake.
Well,
Yeah, naturally.
You went against the community.
Yeah, right. There was a video of it was just a bunch of women, and they were just like, okay, here's a man. This man is a 10, but you find out he's 5'6". What is he now? And they were like, the girls were like, 1. He's a 1. And then they'd be like, this guy is a 5, but you find out he's rich. And they were like 9 or 10. And then it kept getting, it was just like, he's a 5, but he has a luxury car. And they were like 8. It's like, just a car?
Drives an Infinity.
Just like a Lexus? What? So that was going around. I got a kick out of that. And then there's a Bill Burr clip where he's just like, guys are just so mean to us. And that is what men all have together. And I think it was a live show of his, and you know he just does his own solo. So he's just sitting on a couch just like this, literally legs crossed, and he's like, I don't know you, but I can just look at you with your woman and you with your woman, and I can look at you and go, and we all go, and that's all we need. That's all we need to know, that like our women treat us horribly, and we're just too afraid to stand up and say it about them, about you, about I won't stand up for you, you won't stand up for me, we won't stand up for ourselves, and that is just what we have, and women will never understand that. And I was just like, preach, brother, preach.
But I will say this though, that, and obviously again we're all just speaking from our own experiences, like once again I guess I'll say it's like bravery. Like the women who are mean, they're usually mean about the right, like they're not wrong.
Yeah,
they're just being mean.
But it's
like when my mom's
so
like, you're not funny. Like my dad's not funny.
I know,
and he shouldn't tell those dumb jokes.
I know, but he should. But it's like,
dude, you're not being funny right now.
Right, but that's
you're not entertaining anybody. It's almost like Larry David. It's like, hey, shut up, shut up.
Yeah. It is, yes. Like if the world is a performance and everyone's got to like be on their game, there are women who will tell you, you look gross, get out of here, you're not funny, stop talking, you like suck at life, you need to clean your act up. But like also life is not that. Life is sometimes just like we're just at the dinner table talking and your dad wanted to tell a joke.
The dinner table, it's a performance. If you're not entertaining at the dinner table,
wrong. I'm saying like just amongst yourselves, you know. My dad will like tell a story and she's like, why would you tell him that? Why does he care about that? And it's like, I don't really care about that, but also I don't know, people just tell stories and shit.
I'm the same that way where I'm like, you're right, that sucked.
Yeah.
But like that was a little mean.
Like you didn't need to, and you definitely don't need to do it in front of other people. That's always my number one thing in relationships. You can't do it in front of other people. And girls will just do it in the middle of the goddamn party. Dude. While you are on stage, it is your moment to shine, and they'll be like, you look terrible tonight. It's like, great, thank you.
Dude, we were watching a movie when I was home, and like, and like to be fair, also like you have to factor in when we're both going to be talking about our parents, like you've been dealing with it for 40 years.
Yeah.
Like my dad falls asleep immediately during a movie, like immediately. Can't watch a movie. So we started a movie the other night, and like the no character had appeared on screen yet.
Yeah.
And his head started bobbing, and she just sits up. She's like, "Hey, hey, John, upstairs. Go upstairs." And he gets up. He's like, "You're so mean to me."
Yo,
and then just goes.
but so like, okay, that is a perfect example because I'm already that guy. I'm already trending that way, if not fully that guy. Your dad is probably putting in fucking work, physically, literally, metaphorically, paying the bills, dealing with bullshit, hits the gym, gets berated, all that shit. And then he's just like, let's sit down as a family and watch a movie. And like, yeah, I'm probably not going to make it to the end, guys. But I just
he
want
didn't make it to the beginning,
right.
dude. We didn't hit play yet.
He just wants to be. It was like when I fell asleep at movie night here. I didn't really care about the movie. I just wanted to like, the day was done. I wanted to sit with the boys, even if it lasted for 30 seconds. And then I'm just like zonked. And listen, if you're like snoring and interrupting the movie, yes, I get all that. But if it's just like, you're bothering me that you're asleep and I want you to be awake and if it's interrupted.
No, that's just like, but how do we get him upstairs after?
Yeah.
Where it's
well,
like,
just, I don't know, just fucking leave him there.
No,
just leave him alone.
Because then you'll hear for 3 days about how his neck hurts.
Yeah. Well, that is sometimes there. You really have to put yourself in the shoes of, could you do this for 5 decades?
Right.
And I don't get how anybody does anything for 5 decades. I'm like, you could be the best, and after half a century, those same jokes are gonna bother me.
Yeah,
you know, everything goes stale.
Oh, dude, but right moments before he fell asleep, he started telling a story that I have heard
100 times.
Like
the story, the repeat is crazy.
Bro, and it's just not a good story either.
Yeah.
It's just about his coworker who didn't like a lunch. Like,
you know what it is too, though. I've been trying to figure that out. First of all, I think it's just your memory goes, and that's it.
I'm like, it's rude. It's gotten to the point where I'll retell a story sometimes. Like, no joke. I mean, everyone who listens to the show has heard a handful of my stories 100 times.
Yes.
But, like, it's...
You're wasting my time.
I will say, like, you've heard this before. Or, like, it's applicable. Or, something like that.
Yeah.
He's just, like, he tells it like it's the first time. Like he'll be like, he said it. He's like, the other day. And I was like, bro, that happened in 2009.
Right, and I've been hearing it.
It didn't happen the other day.
That is crazy to characterize it that way. But I'll also say some of that is no defending it. I think also there are times though it's like I think what's going on there, at least when I hear it, is like he just wants someone to be like, yeah, you were right, man, or whatever. You know what I mean? It's this one thing that's eating at him. And God knows when he tries to tell it to his wife, she says, "Shut the fuck up, you idiot." And he just goes on to the next one so that somebody can just be like, "You are the hero of that story, man," or whatever the fuck it is, you know? I just can't. The meanness is just brutal. Like, I sit here at Barstool Sports where people will get, like, their career ended live on radio. You know, like, people will fucking rip each other to shreds. People can be awful to each other. And it doesn't even, like, compare to some of the shit I will hear couples say to each other. It's just like, oh, I wouldn't say that to my worst enemy in front of people. And you're saying that to the person you, quote-unquote, say you love. Oh, brutal. So, I don't know. I mean, it's all about your experience.
I actually almost think of women's meanness as very Larry David-esque. Where it's like,
well, Larry David's an asshole. If
it
wasn't funny and
funny.
endearing, you'd be like, you're a fucking prick.
Yeah, but like if you look at it like through that lens, you're like, it is full funny. Like, we are all thinking that. Like, we all do wish like they didn't look like that. It is. Larry David's just like a woman who's been in a relationship for 30 years.
Dude, you know what my mom will do too? My dad and all men, either their hearing goes or they say that their hearing goes. Because my dad can hear when he wants to hear.
Yeah,
and he turns it off when he doesn't want to hear it. But my mom will be a good 2 rooms away. Like, my dad's on the opposite end of the living room. She's on the opposite end of the kitchen. You're basically like 2 rooms away. And she'll be like, Tim. Like, there's no in between. There's no like, hey, can you hear me? It's whisper. And then if you can't hear me, "Oh, why don't you ever hear me?" It's like you were whispering to a 65-year-old man 50 feet away. You had no fucking shot he was going to hear that, and now you guys are screaming at each other for the rest of the day. I'm out of here, man. I'm gone, dude. When I was waiting to get my house and I was living next door to them for like 6 months, I was like, "Oh, I'll go home. I'll back with the parents. It'll be great." And I was like, "Get me the fuck out of here. You guys are brutal to each other." It's like watching it's like if Dave and Nate were married, you know? Just brutal back and forth nonstop. So, I mean, you know, it's so highly important to remember, like, putting yourself in Billie Eilish's shoes versus, like, your shoes.
Yeah, right.
You are living in a different universe from that girl. So all she knows is that she gets ready with her girls. She's on tour with her girls and does all that shit that Jackie talks about. And then guys are assholes on the internet. And, like, all we know is just, like, girlfriends and wives who are just horrendous to the men they're with. And, you know, the boys, when we get together, it's all gravy. Yeah. So, you know, everyone's terrible in their own way.
Like, how people don't get that.
They can't.
Like, you can't just, like, think of, like, it's like the most common phrase, like, walk around in someone's shoes. Like, just think about it for half a second, how they see the world, and most of their views make sense.
They don't get it. People will not do it because then it requires both sides, to be honest. You know, I'm sure if you pressed Billie Eilish, she wouldn't see it from our point of view or whatever. But if you do that, almost exclusively, like 100% of the time, you arrive at, like, a common ground.
Yeah.
Where you'd be like, "Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. You see what I'm saying? Okay, yeah." And people just don't want to do it. They just never want to do it. They just want to fight, and they just want to be right. But, like, and you know, the internet's the worst, too. It's like you don't realize that your internet's different from their internet. It's different from her internet. You know, you on your, on, like, sports Twitter is very different from a girl being on TikTok. I don't know. It's just people say different things and act different ways. Now, what's ironic is, like, Billie Eilish is now at the center. Like, now this is going to play out exactly how she's...
And she's going to be like, "You see, I told you."
Yeah,
because you're a fucking idiot. Right. Who...
Also, if you read her full quotes, they are not... It's not, you know, it's not what it's being characterized as. So it's always... It's like... I want to say, like, Billie Eilish's comments, like, have sparked a separate debate because you're no longer actually talking about Billie Eilish's comments anymore.
You're always talking about the comment.
The grand.
You're like, that reminds me of something I've been dying to say. Yes. So I'm gonna wedge this in real quick.
yes, exactly that.
A new Straight Talk Wireless offering is now available, where you can get a Walmart Plus membership included on Straight Talk Wireless plans for free. Only Straight Talk Wireless plans give you unlimited data, talk, and text, plus a Walmart Plus membership included on select plans for free. Some of the perks of Walmart Plus membership, you're wondering? Oh, I'll let you know. Through Straight Talk Wireless select plans, you can get free delivery from Walmart stores. You can get free shipping, no order minimum. You can get Paramount Plus membership. Paramount Plus, sneaky, one of the more underrated million streaming channels there are now. They have The Curse, the new Nathan Fielder and Emma Stone show. That's a Paramount Plus project. And you can get member prices on gas, on fuel. So you got gas savings there. Straight Talk Wireless. It is available at Walmart and Walmart.com. Go there right now. You can get your Walmart Plus membership included with all Straight Talk Wireless plans for free. I went to the 1975 last night.
Oh, yeah?
At MSG.
What's their song?
They got a lot of songs. 1975. That's I actually, there's a chance Taylor Swift is in my top played artist this year for the first year and probably ever in a Spotify Wrapped. She will be, to be totally honest. But, like, 1975 is going to be number 2. 1975. I've been a big fan for probably only like a year. It's probably been fairly recent. Do not take your girlfriend to a 1975 show.
She will be stolen?
No. It's all women in the crowd.
No, I remember like the guys. But.
Dude, yeah. I went with Pete Blackburn, DJ Bean, and 2 other guys. One of the guys had his girlfriend with him, and I was like, the whole time I was like, thank God I don't have a woman here with me because
you would feel inferior.
Dude, he is
the front man.
Yeah, Matt Healy is just.
Oh, that's okay. I was gonna say I thought I knew.
It is. I mean.
It's funny because it doesn't look it like that.
No, dude.
But when you see him on stage,
it's a rock star.
Really?
Like a rock star like I've never seen live. Where
really?
owns this. Their whole stage, it's probably my second favorite concert I've ever been to. Or maybe concert's not the right word. Like live performance. Like
Crazy.
They put on a show. It's like the stage with there's a whole house. It's a whole show, and like it like starts. That's where like instead of like opening the band, it's like almost like movie credits where it's like starring Matt Healy, and he comes out, and then like they have like, it's a whole thing. I'm not gonna explain to you this whole show, but like it's a production. And he like is acting throughout it, kind of. I think he's acting throughout it because he drinks about 12 whiskeys and he's getting progressively drunker. But I think it's like I think he's like pouring like fake drinks because they're in a house where it's amazing, and it is like it's. I would say if you're a single guy, go to a 1975 show because it's women everywhere, and It was unreal. It was great. I also have to give a huge shout out to the crowd itself. I was on the floor. It was like the closest I've ever been to a concert. It was awesome. And not a lot of phones out. Sure, occasionally someone takes a phone out for a picture or their favorite song comes on so they get a clip. Everyone was just kind of like rocking out. No, this isn't.
Do you think we are reaching a point where that gets made fun of so much that people are going to stop doing it?
Definitely like the full recording and stuff like that. Like I get if you want to get a clip of your favorite song and you have that. But
I have been, the only time I've ever done it is because I'm like, I have an Instagram that like if I was a regular person, I really don't think I'd ever take my phone out.
Oh, never.
Unless I was like, I got to show somebody this one thing.
Yes, yeah.
But
I never go back and look at all my pictures are just like screenshots or like something I saved to tweet. Like
totally. If I was if we go when we went to Taylor Swift, I want to be like it's like part of the content that we went to Taylor Swift. So like I'll take a video there so we have it for the show if I have it for my Instagram. But regular people, it's like what? So I think that has gotten almost become a little meme-ish, a little trope-ish that maybe we'll stop. But I don't know. We got a long way to go.
I think it's probably a not older crowd, but like not. It's a I mean, like let's call it like it is. Millennial crowd is kind of an older crowd now.
Yeah.
And I think
what Gen Z is the new. What's Gen X? That's like us. Isn't that what we are? We're like in between. Wasn't that the thing? We weren't really millennials.
I think I'm a millennial.
We're millennials.
Yeah.
I know we are by the letter of the law. What is Gen X?
That's older than us.
Older.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
But he's very funny. He's hot. He's funny. He puts on a show. Dude, he gave a speech. He like sometimes during the show they'll have like on the crowd on the jumbotron they'll have like almost like how Anus videos have like the video game running along next to it.
Yeah.
They'll have that like during music and shit like that. And at one point between songs, he like gets the mic and he's British. So he's giving like a little speech and he's talking about how he's been controversial and he wants to address some of the things. And he's like, it's lame, I know, but like sometimes I'll play the character of a rock star to make you think I'm a rock star, and in order to find out who you are, to find out who you're not. So I've done awful things like racist impressions and said some very controversial takes and done some bad things on podcasts trying to be cool. And, like as an artist, like it's like you're trying to bear yourself. And he looks up at the Jumbotron and he sees that like the video game's playing. And he's like, hey, turn it fucking off, mate. I'm trying to be earnest here. And he's like still like drinking. He's drinking. He's smoking. And he's like, so that's why I just wanted to take a moment to like clear up my intentions and like, cause I think intentions matter, and like my intention was never to hurt anybody. And where's the camera? Where's the camera? And he like looks for like the camera to come up close. He's like, and that's what I just want to say. Go to so like a big ad pops up and it's like use code SORRY75. I'm just kidding. Fuck that. Play the music. Like I was
very funny.
Fucking dying.
That is very
But then,
funny.
do you want something awful that happened to me? Awful. Before one of the songs turns the end, as you guys know, my legs have been hurt. I've been very sore for like 3 days now. Like I'm still walking stiff-legged.
Wrong with you, dog.
I'm like walking stiff. I thought today would be better. It's better, but it's not good still. And before the song starts, he goes, now, some guys out there think that if they jump, they're gay.
Oh, no.
And I completely disagree. I think if you don't jump, you're gay. So everyone fucking get jumping. And I just stood there firmly going, I fuck pussy all the time. It was.
Couldn't jump.
Dude, I was like this. I was.
Are you doing the... what?
I was like.
You're jumping with your upper body?
I'm straight. And I'm looking gay because I'm like.
Look at that gay guy who can't even jump.
And then at one point, he didn't point to me, but at one point he did point. He goes, "Look, guys, not jumping, gay guy."
Dude, play the video I just sent you, Pavs, with the audio too. Jackie, have you seen this?
Yeah.
The top coat doesn't help.
It does not. That first step, you look like FDR taking his last steps. That is so fucking funny, bro.
Apparently. Did you injure yourself? No. This is just soreness.
The way you do that. And you don't bend your knees at all.
Bro, so try jumping with the threat of homosexuality hanging over you, weighing your shoulder down.
Bro, that first step too. We weren't even like joking. Maybe you were hamming it up at the end there. That first step, you were just hobbling with your knees perfectly locked. Something's wrong.
No, I just did like
Do you not really work out your legs usually?
I do my legs a lot. I did
You went hard?
Corey G. I did lunges for 15 minutes straight. Just lunge walk for 15 minutes. And
15 minutes? Yeah. Dude, if I did 15 lunges.
It was like I was home for the weekend and I just didn't have a workout in me and I was like, I know like if I just go lunge for 15 minutes and do some squats, I'll be fine.
You're talking nonstop?
Yeah. And I mean like I would have like
that is so many lunges.
Little break. I'd have a sip of water maybe if I was doing it in my parents' yard, so I would like walk the whole yard and I'd walk back and I'd have a sip of water maybe, and then I'd walk back and walk back.
At your age, that's downright dangerous.
and like definitely like 8 minutes in, like I started like I would like touch my quads, and it was just they were just rock. Like they've just been flexed since then. Like I can't unflex them.
Why did you do that? When you knew that in the moment, why didn't you just stop?
I said I was gonna do 15 minutes, so I had to do 15 minutes.
Have I told you about Keegan and the crunches?
No.
So Keegan's getting more and more serious at martial arts, and the next level you actually have to try out at, and you have to pass a test where you can do sit-ups, push-ups, and maybe one other thing, and so the first thing is sit-ups. Push-ups is pretty hard for a fucking 6-year-old, you know, but sit-ups they started doing, and he's just banging them out. They do 30 seconds of sit-ups, and most of these kids are like, they'll be like ready to sit up and they have to go like, and like push themselves up like that. And Keegan's just like, so he's doing these sit-ups and you know, he has a partner holding his feet and counting them. And then the teacher, Master O, goes around. He's like, how many did everybody do? And they'll be like, 2, 4, and then Keegan did 21. And this pair next to him, one time he did 20. This pair next to him lied and said they did 21. And I was watching him because I heard he could do these sit-ups, and so I'm watching him. I was fucking filming him, and I was about to be like, I've got the tape, sir. But the teacher obviously knew for sure that they were lying. So he was like, oh, okay, you did 20? Oh, so Keegan did 20 as well. So now you guys have to go head to head, and we'll see who can do more. And the kid quick fast was like, oh, never mind. No, I didn't do it. But now Keegan thinks he's like, I mean, every time we turn around, he's like, flexing his arms. He's like, does this help my six-pack?
Do you worry that like most parents have a long time until their kid can kick their ass? Do you worry?
Oh, Keegan's gonna go kick my ass when he's 12.
Yeah.
My goal is to make sure Keegan can kick my ass when he's 12. I feel like kids do the martial arts thing when they're young, and then they all seem to fall off because I don't know anybody who did it like as an adult.
I did it like 2 years, I think 3 years.
Yeah, but I hope he sticks with it.
Pav's got a black belt.
What does that mean? Because I'll see like an 11-year-old with a black belt, and it's like, what the fuck does that mean?
Like 5 years, just graduated like periodically.
Yeah, you just get like, because like he's up to his 4th belt. This will be his 4th belt on Friday.
What color?
Blue.
Blue.
It's still low, but
yeah,
like,
Pat's like, I'd kick his ass.
And then it's just, no, but like you just like you start getting into like sparring where you start like fighting people.
Yeah.
And then you have to like win a couple there. You win a chip.
Yeah.
And you get a black belt. Yeah.
and then yeah.
Yeah.
So like, but like right now, could you do any of this shit?
Absolutely
like,
not. I was
no.
like 11. I think.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. But if you stuck with it, you would be in good
Yeah,
shape.
yeah,
and
yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's not like I think he's gonna like become a karate master, but I'm just more like I think you'll stay in shape, and be fucking help you with like all your other sports and keep you active and all that sort of shit. But it is funny when he's like, I'm just looking at these kids who are like halfway up the belts already, and they're like in fucking 2nd grade.
Yeah. I think that there's I would imagine, a tough window of
Like getting bullied when you're like, it's not cool.
not even not cool. It is not. I mean, from when I was in school, it wasn't cool. But like, not even that. It's uncool. That like, if you're good at karate, you're probably good at sports.
Sports are more
and
fun.
sports are more fun and cooler.
Yeah.
That you're like, I'd rather just
Rather than,
go
it's
play
almost like
baseball
training,
and
in a
basketball
way.
and hockey
Yeah,
and football.
yeah.
Like,
Right.
my friends are there, and and maybe you make friends at the dojo or whatever, and then that doesn't become an issue. But like, I know where I did karate, like it wasn't where my school was, so none of my friends were in it. And then once we started playing sports, I don't remember actively making these decisions, but
I
I'm
guess
sure
you
that's
do
what
have
my
to
thought
whittle
process
things
was.
down when it's like I have practice 3 times a week and
Yeah.
games on the weekends and all that sort of
And the
shit.
girls like it, and like
yeah.
that-
I wonder if it's not really like MMA by any means, but it is falling under that combat sports realm.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is way more popular now. But it is interesting to watch.
Parents like definitely do it for like a confidence thing for sure.
Well, that's the other
Yeah.
thing is like he definitely is better about like he's focused more and he like more respect and all that sort of shit. But he was flexing. He was like, "What's this muscle called again? What's this one called?" Like I got a meathead on my hands. What the fuck is going on?
hit him with a try to get by.
He was flexing. We got out of the car, and the headlights were still on. And then it was night, and the headlights were on. He like walked by, and he like caught like a shadow, and he started like looking in the light. I was like, God damn, dude! Don't
is it?
fucking hurt him.
Is it? Where's your trap?
I think that's this.
That one.
The traps are like, I think what makes you have like the meathead.
Give him that one. That'll be fun. The don't try to get by. You'll get trapped. That was a big one.
That's some meathead shit. When you were when did you become a meathead? Like, was your dad like, let's go work out?
Yeah, I got a bench for like my 5th grade birthday.
So it was
something
early.
like that.
You caught the meathead early.
Yeah. Well, I like
You would work out with your dad.
I not grew up isn't the right word, but like my parents, like I guess couldn't afford babysitters, so like my dad would pick me up
Take
from
you to the
school
gym,
and
right.
I'd go to the gym with him, and then like he would have a key to a gym and I'd go to the gym in the morning with him, and I would just sit there before school.
You would sit there before school, and then like eventually you started working out with them.
Yeah, I
rather
was
than
like,
just sit there, you
but,
were like,
but
let
like
me-
I was just like picking up weights, and
But
then
yeah,
probably in 5th grade I started like, but like they were also like, I don't know if there's any truth to it, but there was the rumor then that like if you start working out before high
Stunts
school,
your growth and shit.
it stunts your growth. So like I didn't work out probably. I had a gym probably when I was in like 5th grade.
Yeah, because like I mean, I never worked out, and my dad wasn't like a big meathead either, but he was in shape. He was like in the Merchant Marines and all that, but it was just like he didn't really care to like lift weights and shit. So I never grew up around it. So I was like, I don't want to do this, and then I never did it, and it was a terrible thing. So I'm like, I want to make sure he does do that, but that's gonna be one of those go to your mom's boyfriend. Go to him. I'll beat the video games. Like, I'll beat this level you can't beat. You go lift shit with him. Come on back. He took him to the gym once. Keegan, even prior to this sit-up thing, he went through some kid at school said something to him about a 6-pack and being fast and athletic or whatever, and Keegan
Bro,
just
6-pack fights I used to get in.
oh, bro, every kid has
You're
a 6-pack
just
when you're
fucking skinny.
I know.
But I couldn't get skinny. So
Right,
like,
right. You don't actually have muscles. You said you're skin and bones, but it looks that way. I remember that very well. So he had
just feed you one fucking pecan spin wheel a day, you fucking broke boy.
You don't have a six-pack, you're just poor. Your dad doesn't have a job. He went to the gym once because he got it in his head that he had to work out and had to train and shit. And he was like, I want to go to the gym. So dude took him to the gym, and they were like...
Wait, who's this?
Caitlin's boyfriend.
Oh.
And he was like... They were like, get out of here. Yeah. He was like 5. Like, this is absolutely not allowed. Go.
Wait, he took Keegan to the gym?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were
it's
like
Sonny.
The
just
owners.
trying to get a good base on the kid. Just put him in the tank bed for like 2 minutes. Like, I'm going to call child services.
You see, I'm pretty sure it's the guy who did the beans in the computer. Mm-hmm. I've been following his account much more, so I don't know if they're new or old, but he brought a tanning bed to the beach, dragging a huge fucking like battery powered tanning bed to the beach, and he also played. This might be the stupidest thing I've ever seen. He played reverse basketball. They put a ball on a pole
I saw that.
and shot the fucking entire backboard and rim onto the ball. It's good to see that there's some level of. Did Steve-O go out yet? Yeah.
Yes.
Like the fact that Steve-O is still doing it, and he's moved on to like epidurals and all that shit, but there's still other guys out there who are just like doing dumb shit. Yeah. That'll live on forever, I guess. Shout out to those guys. Voicemails?
I have found the perfect clothing brand. Their stuff is so soft, it's absurd. And it makes you the perfect gift. We have the holidays coming up. You're wondering what to get. I got an idea. Go to the San Francisco-based brand Marine Lair. They have... I'll say this. You go to Marine Lair's website, you're hit in the face with vibrant colors, soft materials, everything that you think of in the holidays, cozy, comfy, bright. Marine Lair has it for you. Honestly, you can get all your holiday shopping done in one day at Marine Lair. They've got amazing gifts for guys and gals, like sweaters, tees, overshirts, beanies, you name it. I'll be getting some absurdly soft stuff for my parents, probably, and my siblings, and everyone I need to get presents for. If I get them anything, it shall be Marine Lair. I think my favorite items from their Winter Active are from their Winter Active collection. It's super vintage, ski-inspired, with a ton of bright colors, color-blocked puffer vest, and more. The best part, they have free shipping and returns for an entire year. No questions asked. So I don't have to worry about getting someone the wrong size, color, or anything like that. If there is the slightest issue with it and for their personal taste, which I doubt they have, because if they had an issue with it, personal taste, they wouldn't be in my life. I can send it back. They can send it back. No worries. Switched out. I think we can all admit that gifts can be hard to find. Look no further than Marine Lair. For a limited time, get 15% off at marinelair.com/KFC. That's marinelair, LAYER.com/KFC for 15% off your entire order, saving your closet one shirt at a time.
I have my own voicemail. I was in the deli this morning and just waiting online, and this guy walks in, put together guy, but broken English, and he just goes right up to me, taps me on the shoulder, he goes, "Do you have a joke?" And I was like, "No." Like, I'm trying to think of any joke I could tell him. He's like,
"Isn't it crazy how men wear masks to rape?"
he's like,
"Knock, knock. Who's there? A rapist with a mask."
And he just repeated himself, "Do you have one joke for me?" And I was like, "No." And he's just like, "Okay." And then walked back. That was it. Just walked in the deli, saw me, just because he didn't ask anybody else. Asked me for a joke.
Was it on camera or something?
No, he had nothing.
Fuck, dude. Now I'm thinking, like, if I was put on
I
the
don't know
spot,
what to- what joke would you
it's
have?
Dozen brain. It's dozen bonus round brain, where it's like, just say a television show, and you go, I don't know a single show.
I'd probably go with the Adam and Eve one.
What's that one?
The
rib.
Yeah.
Yeah. Such a long one though.
It's such a, but
Gotta
it's
be
like,
ready to perform it.
dude, that was one I heard when I was very young, and we were at an insurance conference, and the Greenbrier in West Virginia.
Wow, shit stuck with you.
And because my dad was like,
How?
but he brought me to the conference and was like, tell this to everybody. like it was, I was like his code that day.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
So my son's got a good joke for you. And
Oh, you told it to everybody.
yeah, like he brought me down, and it was just like I was like the icebreaker.
Wow.
And that's like
That's pressure.
yeah. Well,
Telling in front of a bunch of
I
adults?
didn't think of it as pressure at the time, but yeah, I was just like marched around The Greenbrier.
Isn't that funny, that innocence where you don't even realize yet that what you're doing is like everyone's worst fear?
Yeah.
I would probably go with the first one that jumped into my head was the jelly jam joke.
That's a good one.
It's it's not a good one, but it's just a classic.
That's a good one.
You couldn't think of one, huh?
Not one.
What about now?
Still nothing.
Jackie?
Jackie, you got a joke?
No. No. I don't have anything. I was thinking the Adam and Eve thing reminded me that, like, I think a saying, like, I saw this TikTok and, like, things, like, sayings that should make sense. And I think a good saying would be, like, when people are, like, in a perfect world, like, blah, blah, blah. And it would be, like, in a perfect world, blah, 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 but Eve ate the apple. It's not a joke. It's just, like, I just think it should be a saying, you know?
In a perfect world,
So, like, wait, if you're blaming women for
where
everything?
women
No,
fuck up.
no, not
Yeah, no,
women.
yeah, no, that's the joke. That is the joke. You say in a perfect world, like, everything would be happy and we'd all be nice to each other, but women fucked it up.
No.
But Eve ate the apple.
Sometimes it's so hard.
You walked
trying
right
to
into that
defend
one. I
women.
actually don't even know what you mean other than that, because that's really
No,
what
but
you're telling
I'm just
me.
saying, like, I just think it should be a saying. Like,
But
blah, blah,
that
blah,
saying
Eve wanted an
conveys
apple.
that women fucked it up.
No, I don't think it's about women fucking it up. I think it's just like Eve
So
wanted an
a
apple.
woman fucking it up.
Can we talk about that?
What?
Jackie says women instead of woman. When-
I was just saying like a woman, like Eve.
Right, but when you say, what does Jackie say? She says woman when she means when she's talking about plural. I think she says singular.
I mean, shut up.
It's
That is such a. You say so many things weird.
no,
that I
but
don't
you'll be
call
like woman say this. That's crazy.
Do you?
Yes.
No, I don't.
Yep. Go back to listen to this episode. You will. I promise you.
I don't think I do. A woman says this.
No,
What?
you'll be like men are Neanderthals and women are nice, rather than women.
Do it
You'll
fast while
catch it.
thinking.
Men are Neanderthals and women are nice.
You'll
You kind of did, yeah.
No, I didn't. No, it's whatever you want it to hear. It's like it's whatever you want.
it's my Mario. It's your Mario. My favorite. I think my favorite internet joke. Like if you can't tell, I guess my favorite internet meme. I think I've decided is the Tupac Usted Pac. Do you know that one?
No.
It's great. Just so good. It's Tupac like tats out, gangster, bandanas on, and then a picture of Tupac like in court in a nice suit. And it says formal versus informal. Tupac, Usted Pac. So good. I'm just thinking about being one of those guys who invented one of those original memes. It's got to be so good. One of the OG meme makers is like, that was me. The whole fucking world uses this. That was me first. You should just start saying that. There's no way people could prove. You got to pick like an obscure one, but you could be like, that was me.
I did that for a while, so I invented no filter.
Oh yeah, but you kind of did, right?
No.
I thought you were like one of the first. See, it worked.
Yeah, that was probably like early 2010s. I just said it all the time. I was like, I invented no filter, and people believed it.
It's a believable thing. It's a perfect lie.
What's up, guys? I'm just listening to the episode about Kevin's high school reunion, and it's got me thinking a little bit about my time at high school. And the one story that sticks out is, this is probably 10 years ago now, on Halloween, someone dressed up as James Holmes, which is the dude that shot up the Batman premiere in Colorado. And this was right around that time. So he dyed his hair orange. He was in an orange jumpsuit, and he basically just walked around all day with the craziest look in his eyes. And my English teacher was like, "Are you who I think you are?" And he's like, "Yep." And she just kind of shrugged, like, "Oh, it's fair play. It's Halloween. You can be whatever you want." Definitely wouldn't slide today. Definitely can't be a school shooter for Halloween. And then too, it was the beginning ages of kids like sneaking into the bathroom to vape, but they weren't these little portable vapes back then. It was like these giant things that looked like a supercomputer ready to mine some Bitcoin. So I guess I'm just question for you would just kind of be, would you go back and want to live your high school life as you did, or would you want to kind of jump forward and live the life that a high schooler lives now with, their little baby vapes and
School shooter
know.
for Halloween.
Just a funny story.
That's
crazy.
Throw on some like Columbine trench coats and be like, we're like Ethan and Evan, or where the fuck their names were. That's fucking nuts. I told the story about. I said that on the air. The skit I did making fun of my pervert teacher. Yeah, I mean that was the perfect example of that, where it was just like nobody even blinked twice.
I don't really have anything. I'm sure we did a lot of things, but I don't have one of those moments sticks out where it's like that was a different time.
You know what it really boils down to? All of these stories, it really, the whole era of like not being able to do things, it's just people realizing consequences.
Yeah.
Like those teachers were like, this is bad, but like, I don't know, so what? Tomorrow they just won't do it. You know what I mean? Like tomorrow's a new day. But in like nowadays it'll be like, this is gonna get to like the superintendent and da-da-da, you know? So it's just like nobody actually cares. They're just like, I'll get caught now.
Right.
That's really the difference. I mean, I'm always a nostalgia guy. I'm always gonna be like, I'd rather live back then.
I'd for sure take my life. Well, my high school life.
So much more simple. Even just down to like the no phones, just like, I don't know.
We had
your
phones.
Brains were no, but like, okay, I had phones, but like not being on it all, not social media. I guess, you know, like your brain was just like, just running, not thinking, not
running,
or not. Yeah, not running. Just like in neutral. You know, there's no neutral now. It's like you're in gear all the time, one way or the other. But that also coincided with my childhood. Like sometimes I'm trying to figure out is my stress and anxiety just a product of my age, or is it that as I'm getting older, the world is getting more stressful? You know what I mean? Like if you were 40 and 50 in the 90s, would you still be like, oh, I'm so stressed and da-da-da?
Probably, because it's
different. It's all relative.
Yeah, it's new technologies that are
right. I just didn't even know what I would be. I guess it's just like the one article in the newspaper rather than 500 things you learned that day.
Yeah,
you know. But I would always go back. But I guess his point though is there are little things like the vapes are easier now. It's like, I don't know, it's pretty fucking cool. You can just get weed delivered to your house. Again, I personally we were talking about that at the reunion. I was like, how did you guys get your weed? And they were like, you know, a couple guys used to get from the same guy I got from, and you know, we'd get in his SUV and drive around the corner in the Bronx, and that was super dangerous. A couple other guys had like some weird older guys that were probably like, you know, communicating with kids for the wrong reasons. So that, you know, that was weird, but I kind of like that. I'm like, yeah, we had to fucking do some crazy shit. You kids can literally like, you know, have your parents, like your neighbors come over and like, here,
what would
buy
you
this.
like?
Yeah.
I wish I had something. I'm still trying to think. Like, I mean, that school shooter one's so good.
That is bananas.
I really don't have like anything that really sticks out that like what we did was fucked up by modern standards. Like we did, like again, I want to be clear. We definitely did stuff. I just can't think of something right now. The only thing that's coming to mind is when we stole someone's hubcaps and we hit him in shit. But that like
in shit, like in manure.
Yeah, in a bag of yak shit, which I thought it's maybe the hardest I've ever laughed to this day.
Wait, where was there yak shit?
We had yaks on campus. And
it's ringing a bell.
Wasn't it the girlfriend's hubcap?
Yeah, we just stole her hubcaps and put them in, and like we sent her on like a scavenger hunt. We had notes being like, here's a clue, and the clue was just a big bag of yak shit. And watching her open that up it's the hardest of her life.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's some like Saved by the Bell like sitcom skit shit. You know,
it said like you're next. This is the last clue. You'll have the hubcaps next. And she thought they were gonna be just sitting like in a pile like an idiot. Like, obviously they're gonna be in a big bag of yak shit.
Yeah, like that girl. As soon as she picked up the first clue, she should have been just somebody show me where the pile of shit is. I know these are gonna be in a pile of shit.
I know that doesn't apply at all. I don't know why my brain made the connection between the two. But that, like, I don't know. Fuck. Like, I really want to have an answer here, but I don't.
You don't, because you don't remember them because they weren't, like, moments. They were just, like, I don't know, they came and went. They were, so you were being an idiot and, like, nobody cared.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, we all went on I don't know if this probably still happens, but, like, going on that spring break trip when we were all, like, we were seniors in high school, all allowed to go away to a fucking third world country.
Yeah.
That ain't happening today. I'll let my kids do that. I'll never forget my buddy Block, who he wanted to rappel down the balcony of the hotel, and it was only on the second floor, so he just wanted to jump out of the balcony, off the balcony, and just like one time, like a one rappel, and then down to the ground. And we stole the life ring from the pool, so it was like a tube, and then it had a long rope. It probably should have been more on a boat, but whatever. It was at the pool. And we and he was, a big dude, and we like tied the rope to the bottom of the bed, and then we had a couple guys like stand there and hold the rope like this with their feet up against the railing to like hold him. And then he jumped, and it was just way too much slack. And it never caught. It just smashed to the ground. And it was a different. I think one guy did it successfully, and then this guy he hit, and it was like the floor level hotel room, and it was like a patio, and it whacked the furniture everywhere, and the old people beneath like popped their head out, and he was just scrambling, running. But another guy tried to do it, and he, I guess he probably went first, or maybe the next guy was like, okay, let's try this correctly with the right amount of slack, and he rope burned all of the skin off his hands. All the skin right off his hands, ruined his entire trip. And I was just, I was never that dude. I was never the, like, watch me do some crazy shit. I was always I will watch you.
Yeah.
And I will laugh at you, and you will get the validation you want from me because I think this is awesome. But I am not risking my body, my life, I'm not going to jail for anything dumb, none of that shit. So my dad was that guy. I don't know why it never really passed down to me. My dad got kicked out of college his second semester senior year for, he was in the Merchant Marines, so it's like, military school. And his friends stole, like, the dean, if you will, whatever it's called at the fort, stole his Jeep. And they hid his Jeep, and they had, like, the radio from the Jeep. And they were, like, radioing in clues of, like, where to find it. And they were like, where the fuck is this Jeep? Like, you kids get off this line. And they'd be like, go here, go there, whatever. And
Pontiac shit.
And it was in a general. And then they found it, and they were like, okay, you're expelled. And he like had to beg his way to get on to graduate. And then a couple other of his friends painted a gigantic 76. I've told this story before. They were the class of 76 on top of, I think, the Throggs Neck Bridge, which is the one in the Bronx. It's like looks like the Empire State Building. Like a gigantic, like probably like 20 to 30 foot tall numbers. They just tied ropes around their waist and like rappelled off of that to paint, which is so fucking insane. And then for that, then just to like the payoff to be like, we painted big numbers. You know what I mean? Like they were just like, okay, assholes.
That was
we're just gonna
actually
send someone up there to paint over it, and you're expelled. Like fucking dickheads.
That was at the high school in my town. That was like there's this big water cooler by the campus, and it was like a challenge like from graduating class to graduating class, like who could get their year highest, and it was like
picking a big thing of water up.
No. Like huge water coolers, like tanks, like water tank, like you know what I mean, like like.
But you're saying physically who could like lift it the highest?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like they're not like in Boston they have the one that's like multicolored. That's like it's maybe they're not water tanks.
Like a water tower?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like and who could climb the highest to paint their graduating year, and that was no one ever died, but
that's a pretty dangerous one. I'm pretty sure the senior class above me did like the typical like I didn't even think these are real. Like you release 3 pigs and name them 1, 2, 4. I think they actually did that shit.
Really?
Yeah. And, like crickets in the hallway and or a bunch of bouncy balls down the hallway. I think they did all those like classic ones. And then my grade got in trouble for we put a fucking toilet in front of the door with chocolate sauce. And like 4 of my friends were not allowed to walk at graduation. They went hard. They fucking punished hard. That's the guys. That's what guys do. Girls are mean and guys are dumb. You're never going to catch girls being like, let's fucking get a bunch of pigs and then climb up top of the water tower. All right, what else?
Hey, KFC Radio listeners, we have an incredible app that everyone who buys gasoline, you're probably listening to this in your car, needs to know about. Upside. Our listeners are earning cash back for every gallon of gas they buy. Are you looking for extra cash or money you could use towards paying bills? Upside is the perfect app for you. And it's not just for gas. You can earn up to 30% cash back at grocery stores, restaurants, and with takeout too. Just use the promo code KFC. People can earn 3 times the cash back with Upside. With Upside, people can earn 3 times more cash back with Upside than any other product. This includes loyalty programs and credit card rewards. Just use the promo code KFC. These are all just the things you buy. They're things you have to buy. It's food, it's takeout, it's gas, it's just things that are necessities for life. You have to buy it. Might as well use something that can give you 3 times the cash back, like Upside. No points or loyalty rewards here. Users get real cash and can cash out at any time. Upside also works with other loyalty, cashback, and credit or debit rewards programs. So that means double the points. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code KFC to get $5 per gallon or more cash back on your first tank. Use the code KFC now. That's code KFC on the free app Upside. Get free gasoline. Free gas.
I often think about the name John, and I hate it because it is a prime example of where we get screwed with the English language. Because almost every country has a better version of the name John than we do. For example, in Germany, you have Johans, kind of the same name, a little different. I like it. In the Netherlands, you have Jan, just Jan, 3 letters, simple. In Russia, do you know what their version of John is? Ivan. If you have a fight and there's a guy named John and a guy named Ivan, based off of their names, who you gonna pick? Who you gonna pick? And they got Hans in the Danish, just Hans. If my name was Hans, do you know how many women I would go up to like, yo, girl, you want these Hans on you? Speaking of putting Hans on women, do you know what the Italians' version of John is? Giovanni. Bro, who would you rather make pizza for you? A John or a Giovanni?
It's a great call.
Bro, let me tell you this much. If Rocky 4 was just John Drago, that fucking movie stinks.
I did not know that, though. I obviously I assumed that Johan was a John.
Yeah,
I assumed that Juan is a John. I never knew that Ivan or I don't think I knew Hans.
Hans is like a prince, you know what I mean? Like Prince Hans is from Frozen. If you tell somebody you're Hans, it's like, ooh, Hans and Franz.
John is just a kid with unoriginal parents.
But like John, you know, there's a lot of like very important and famous Johns.
Well,
right?
the odds are in our favor. There's a million Johns.
Right, but there's a million Johns for a reason. It was like fucking John Adams and John Quincy Adams and John Henry and John, like a lot of the important people in American history are John.
Yeah.
That's probably why there's so many of them. It's unoriginal because it's like the Johns were fucking running shit.
You know what I learned the other day? Did you know that Jalen Rose is the first Jalen?
I did just found that out too, though. Yeah,
That's
crazy.
Great.
Do we really? Can you fact check that?
They Googled it. His mom combined
like
James and Leonard, I think.
But like that might be, you know. But you're telling me that nobody else ever had their own, you know.
One person before him.
Is that's just like, and they know that from like a census or something?
Yeah.
So gangster. That's so cool.
I was thinking about like if you could only pick one name to date, and you could only date people in that name, but you could get like any person with that name.
Ooh, that's a great question, Jackie.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because that's like, you know, very typical, like, you know, when guys are like Tiff, you know, like the thing in Ted. Where it's like all the slutty names, you know. Like if I could get every Amber out there, you'd you'd have a lot of hot chicks.
Oh, see, I went the other way. Those were immediately eliminated.
Well, that's however you want to do it, but that's the point of the power of this question.
I went with the first two that came to mind were Samantha and Catherine.
Well, now are you gonna play? Why? What's your reason?
I just think
there's a couple ways you could play this. You could play the numbers game, where it's like I want to make sure I have access to the most girls,
That's what it's a number. It's popular names that I think are typically attractive.
Samantha and Catherine.
There's obviously some names that are more rare that you're like, that's a hot name, like 100% of the time.
There's so many like Catherines, man.
I think Samantha's and Catherine's, you probably got a good record.
What would you pick as a girl, Jackie?
Like, so then you like also think, is it gonna be, are you going for quantity or quality?
Right.
But like, so then I would probably try and do a rich name. So
Yeah.
am I going like Charles or James? Or am I going?
But
like,
then
No, if you want to go, you got to go like Trip. You got to go with some rich.
Yeah. But then it's like I also want like somebody fun. Like I don't know if I really want somebody who's like old money. You know,
You know
whatever.
what's
So
good
it's
about like the
Jack
Charles
is a good one.
Charles and James? You just said. I think you're gonna run the gamut. You'll probably get like a Charles Wentworth from the country club, but you could also just get like Charles Smith, who's fucking. You know, there's gonna be like poor Charleses too.
You're also running the risk there of dating adult Chuckies or Jimmies.
What?
Ugh.
Like they go by Chucky or Jimmy.
Oh.
Or Jimbo.
Chucky is tough. I don't think Chuck's the worst.
I think Chuck's okay.
Chuck is kind of like it's a funnier nickname.
It's a
You're
little
almost saying it on purpose. You know
but
what
like I mean? I got no problem being like, it's my boy Chuck.
Yes.
I feel like
Hi, I'm
this is
Chuck.
my husband
Let's have
Chuck.
sex. Yeah.
It is a
that's
little
tough.
different.
That's tough. Shout out to
This is
Chuck
my
at the company.
husband. He's a
Let's
Disney
ask,
cartoon.
We should ask Chuck how he feels about that. Have you ever felt weird being Chuck?
I knew
What's-
Chuck growing up who was like the man. He's like my favorite guy ever.
Chucks definitely carry a weight about.
But that's like with the boys. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have a feeling Chuck around the girls isn't as welcome.
I mean, if you meet a girl and you introduce yourself as Timmy,
No, there was this one
That
Timmy
ain't
at
gonna work.
USC that everyone was like obsessed with.
Timmy.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like in general, that feels like you're a little boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My sister's husband is named Petey, and he like my dad in the beginning was like, "Hi, Pete," and like his family calls him Petey.
Yeah.
But my dad was like, "I don't know, that's weird. He's Pete." It's like it's just not his name, and he's like, he's not like you would never be like, "LOL, Petey." Like you're some, he will like fucking eat you alive. You know, he's like a big dude, so it's almost like it needs to be that juxtaposition in a way.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
It's like if you're called like Lil John, but because you're fucking huge,
Yeah.
you know. But if you have like Tommy, okay, Timmy, I don't think works.
Nope.
I also think sometimes there's like, Robbie can be like a name versus just adding E on the end of somebody's name. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, Jim is your name, but people might also call you Jimmy. Whereas I feel like I know Rob and Robbie, but I think of like Robbie as its own name.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like certain names are just I'm adding on the IE or the Y, whereas other names I think of the IE or the Y as its own.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Names are so wild. I get into a Frankie like spiral where I'm like, who came up with names and why do they do them? And like there's so many to choose from now, but back then there wasn't. So when you were first naming your kid, who the fuck? Why did you know what I mean? Like if it was me, first people I'd be like, you're 1, you're 2, and you're 3. You know? And then what? You know, it's just and the fact that it spirals into like, you know, this name means like ray of light. It's like I don't fucking
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything. I guess parents do still look at it, right? Like you.
I mean, what I did was like, I like this name. What does it mean? Oh, that's cool. That
Yeah,
also
that's what I
means
mean.
something.
Yeah.
But I don't think to myself like, you gotta be like a Native American to be like,
Yeah.
you were born on like a cold, windy night, so we're gonna call you whatever cold, windy means. You know what I mean? Now it's just like, you know, I can't even tell you what I did this with my kids, but I don't remember what they are. That's how little it means. But it's like, oh, I like the name Keegan, and it also means like Red Warrior. Like, okay, yeah, let's do it. Whatever, dude. You can do 20 sit-ups or whatever.
This guy saying the other countries thing made me think of like, why do we call other countries what we call them?
Yeah, because that's interesting too. Because they don't.
That's not what
they don't call it. Deutschland is Germany, right?
Yeah. Like if someone comes to his name is Juan, I'm not like John.
Oh, you're talking about the names of the.
No, I'm talking names of countries, but I'm just using that as an example.
We don't change change to fit.
I'm Mexico. Like, nah, Mexico.
Yeah.
Like why
Speak American.
Why do we say Germany instead of like Deutschland? Like
That one really fucks me up because it's an easy enough thing to say.
it has a word. Why do we call it a different word?
Right.
I think about like also our
It's a good question.
accent is like it's like where'd our accent come from, and I guess it's just like a mixture of all of them. So it's like when you sing, you know how it's always an American accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
that
just
is
like
weird.
everything like our accents. I mean, I guess it's not that deep of a thought, but just like our accents are just like a really neutralized mixed version of everyone.
I think that's
so
what
then
it
I feel
is.
like it's like when we pronounce Mexico, it's just like it's the most neutral way to say it.
Is that true?
I don't know.
Well, you would
Makes
think that if
Self-theory.
the American accent means like the melting pot, like we all just mix it up until it meets somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
So like they say Mexico, some other guys over here are like Mexico, and then it just becomes like Mexico. And everything kind of meets in the middle. There was that mid-Atlantic accent that was like made up. I always found that very interesting.
Yeah.
That was just made up by Hollywood and then just like stopped. They're like, that was stupid. Why do we call Deutschland Germany? Because it was Germania, right?
Oh, yeah.
That was like a. Let's see this. How about this? Everybody's got a different. It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, like no country
Yeah.
goes by what we call it. It doesn't make sense
Germany,
to me.
but I'm saying every country has a name for Germany. Do they all have different names?
I know Spanish is Alemania.
French is Allemagne, Dutch is Deutschland, Spanish is Alemania, in the middle, and then Polish is Niemcy, Niemcy.
But yeah, I wasn't speaking strictly for
Scandinavian
America. Like,
calls
why does
Germany
every country call it?
Tiskland. I thought it was an American thing. I didn't know that Germany had a different name all over the world.
Like, what does Italy
I
call
thought they
Italy?
called it Deutschland all over the world.
It's Italia?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, why do we call it Italy? It doesn't make any sense. Why don't we just call it Italia?
That's a good point.
It's not like it's much harder. It's just Italia.
I don't know why this reminded me of it, but the word whittle is just
You just
the
said that
dumbest.
yesterday, didn't you?
Yes, I did. But
Yeah.
you guys said it. I think just whatever. I just think it's the dumbest word. I think it's the gayest word ever.
Like if somebody told you like I whittle work, I whittle
it
wood.
sounds like you have like a lisp. Like I
do a whittle.
I whittle.
I do my whittle hobby.
And when somebody says whittle, like I cannot take them seriously. Like I just think about.
Wait.
I get the ick.
Wait. What is it? Is it something about urinating?
That was whittle with a D. With two
Yeah.
Ds.
I thought that whittle was spelled.
I thought it was spelled that way too. It's
I thought it was with an H. I thought it was WHIT.
I'm going to whittle?
Like when you guys say whittle right now, I get the ick.
Okay.
So hard.
Well, guess what? I don't have to go take a quick piss anymore.
I gotta
have to
whittle.
Go whittle.
John, we have 3 minutes before radio. Let's go whittle.
All right, let me just go whittle real quick. You say you can't go whittle real quick. You gotta whittle real quick.
Did you specifically the no samples thing? That's interesting to me. Like you were like, I'm never gonna do that on purpose, or like you just because that was especially in the very beginning of your era. It was like that was it.
What was happening was I thought people were stealing my beats, but what was happening is everybody had the same damn records. Right, so
I see.
Right, so Bad Boy was sampling a lot of the James Brown records. So that was like the particular sound. So what I do, I go get a bunch of vintage James Brown records, sample those, and I feel like, and I got people that's picking them for placements, and then they're calling me saying, man, you know that Puff just used that record, or this person just used that record, you can't use it. I'm like, yo, are they stealing my stuff? Like, what's happening? And then I just got tired of losing placements because of samples. Mm-hmm. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna stop sampling, and I got
because they were like first to market with it, like like they didn't know you were working on it, but they just happened to do it.
They just happened to do it,
right? And they got there first, so you were like, "Fuck that! I'm just gonna do it on my own."
Yeah, because
wow.
then I didn't even know that it was gonna bring more revenue. I just knew that if I had a placement, it would guarantee it stick because I know nobody has these sounds. And so that's what made me do the no sampling.
Oh man! And then the revenue rolls, and you're like, "Oh wait a minute, this was really smart."
Yeah, I remember I remember the whole thing.
Yeah, oh, man.
Remember the first track?
Yes, it sat in a shoebox for like 7 months. I thought it was fake.
No way.
Yeah, I swear.
How big was it?
It's like 750,000.
No way, dude.
And I was eating ramen noodles at the time.
And you had it in a shoebox?
Yeah, because my grandmother raised me, and they used to always send like publisher clearance. How they used to always send you won $1 million, all these things to your house in the hood. And I remember my grandmother used to always say, "Don't throw them away, just put them in the shoebox." So I just anything that came in my house, like a check, I just always put it in the shoebox. And then I went to ASCAP because they was giving out like some healthcare dental plan to all their producers and writers. So I took like 2 trains, a bus to get there. It was super raining. And I get there, and the lady that I see all the time was super happy to see me. She's like, "Hey, Swiss man, boom, you need anything to drink?" Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what the hell is wrong?
Why you treat me like this?
Seriously. And so she's like, "Man, how does it feel?" And I was like, "What you talking about?" She's like, "How does it feel to be rich?" I'm like, "I'm not, you know how long it took me to get here?" And she was like, "No, like, what are you talking about? Like, I send you checks. Like, I know how much you have." And I was like,
"Hey, you can't lie to me."
Yes, that's how she.
Yeah.
And I was like, then it hit me. I said, "That's real? That was real? Those are real?"
And how long was it?
About
Couple months,
7 months. About 7 months, yeah.
No way,
About
dude.
7 months.
And you're
That's
just sitting
crazy.
on that, not
I'm
still eating ramen noodles?
no, I was broke. What do you mean? Like,
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
2,000 to my name at the time. Like, it went from like 0 to 100.
Yeah.
And I never had to ask anybody for anything since
Ever again,
that
yeah.
day.
All right, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment below. Click that button.
Or I'll cut off my finger.